Hello everyone and welcome to the RPG Limbrick channel. You're watching Hidden Encounters, a show all about indie and obscure RPGs. I'm your host, Selcouth and I am super excited to be here with you, bringing you a very exciting, very special, very anticipated indie RPG that just recently had a major update. And to explain more about that, Sawayoshi, our runner, why don't you explain what's happening today?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Sawayoshi, and I am here for y'all to run, unfortunately, not chapters 5, 7, but all chapters, all bosses, glitchless for Deltarune. This is a game that originally released as just chapter 1 standalone in 2018, and recently got updated to include chapters 3 and 4 roughly about a month and a half ago. Today, I'll be showing you every single boss fight in every single chapter. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it'll be taking about 3.5 hours. And today on commentary as well, I have...
Hi, I'm Chistosito. I'm a former runner of this game, and I have helped routing most of chapters 3 and 4 on this month and a half.
So yeah, gonna head into chapter 1. Time's gonna start once I select a file. So that's gonna be pretty soon here. Let's get a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
1, go.
All right. So first, what we have to do is we need to make a vessel. We do need to make a vessel. We don't care what the vessel is like because this is a speedrun. We are very happy with this vessel. Of course we are. Why wouldn't we be? We made it ourselves. Dash through these. We're going to give our vessel a name. And we're going to name this vessel someone you might all know. Mimi. And
mascot.
Who made Mimi? Of course, RPG Limbrick. And then our vessel gets discarded and we never see Mimi again. Unfortunately.
Oh no!
We do not see Mimi. And instead, for the next 3.5 hours, we will be playing as Chris. So welcome, this is Deltarune Chapter 1. This is a shorter chapter compared to the other 3. We're going to go to sleep. What going to sleep does is this lets us skip through roughly, I want to say, 5 minutes of gameplay. It's a pretty sizable time.
Around 5 minutes.
Yeah. It's a little bit of time save. This is only doable if you have completion data for that chapter, I believe. So you need to have chapter 1 already beaten to really effectively speedrun it. There is a true reset category that resets every single flag, including the completion data flag for doing that quote-unquote bed skip. Oops.
Yeah, and the first thing we're going to see here on this area is that Chris can roll against the wall and lose speed. So we're just trying to avoid touching walls in order to go faster.
You'll see me trying to do this pretty often where I try my best in like slim corridors and when I have to interact with things, not to brush up against them because that will lose speed for some reason, except for in this segment. In this segment, you don't lose speed even if you go up against the wall. Not losing speed, I don't think. So we have met up with Susie. Susie is one of our other main characters in this run. One of them that we will not be directly controlling, but instead we'll be giving commands to for battle. Starting a little bit further in the run. And down here we have these, we just kind of dodge them. Once we get to the bottom, we're going to go up to the castle, and there's a character here that is going to tell us the prophecy. The prophecy, the legend Legend of Light, the Legend of Dark, the Legend of Heroes, the Legend of the Deltarune. I like to call it the Legend of Time Lost, so we're going to skip it. It is an entire, I don't know how long it is. It's probably like a 2-minute cutscene that the game just gives us the option to skip, so of course we're going to skip it, right? And we're into our first battle. Hi, Lancer. We have to get crits on every single turn. Never mind. Immediate.
Oh.
Yeah, that just means we're going to do a 4-turn instead of a 3-turn. Not a big deal. If Susie gets targeted here, that gives the potential for time save later in the run. There we go. There. And that is the fight done. Lancer is gone, and we meet our third party member, Hiralse, our favorite fluffy boy. We will see him, and we will see exactly how fluffy he is in roughly about half an hour, maybe a little bit less. Right. And now we have a combat tutorial that we can also skip. So of course we're going to skip it. There are a lot of optional things that you can skip in this game that are just like a speedrunner's pipe dream. However, we're into the field of hopes and dreams. We have some encounter skips. If just to see, do you want to talk about those?
Yeah. So when you enter a scan radius of each enemy, it will start chasing you. Some of them can just be a little tricky to avoid, but most here on fields it's pretty easy to just not get hit by them. Also, these clock puzzles that can be a little annoying to do fast without using speed.
Yeah, sometimes sometimes they're spaced a little bit oddly, but they're not too bad.
Yeah.
Hey, Triple Happy. They're all support enemies, so we can just do this. They will never directly attack, they just do this ring. So we just do that and leave. You saw I was grazing those bullets because there is a... Oh yeah, we get our third party member here. There is a mechanic in this game where grazing will give you tension points, or TP. TP is very important for using magic, which we'll be seeing later on in the run. It's also important to graze because grazing simply just... what is it? Grazing...
It makes the turn shorter.
Attacks... Yeah, makes enemy turns shorter. So we want to be grazing as much as possible just to make sure that we can have the shortest... What was that? Okay, I didn't know that you could do that. Okay, check around. Hi, goodbye. Say hi to Sham's shop. We will be coming back here later. Grazing is also very important if you have a goat boy. That is very true. So, very much like the Undertale, if you know that game, this is one of those RPGs where you do not have to actually fight the enemies. You can simply spare them. Spare or pacify or straight up defeat. And we'll be sparing this enemy because it's slightly faster than defeating them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You can fight on the first one, but it's a minuscule amount of time.
Yeah. Woo! That's the first time I've ever gotten that, actually.
So if you interact with a box, and you just interact with the other box on the same frame, there's something called box tech, which saves like half a second.
You saw me trying to do that without grazing up against the wall. Sometimes it can be a little finicky. Alright. See if we can get this final encounter skip here in the field. Nice! That is a perfect field.
Nice. So on this version of the game, all encounter skips are slightly harder than on the demo that released on 2018, because the devs just decided to make them harder. I don't know.
And you are not catching me today. However, the Horde may catch me later on. Alright, Lancer asks us what our team name is. We honestly really do not care. So we're just going to master this dialogue. This does come up later in the run. Or later in the game. It is very much not run relevant. See if we can get this here. The Horde is coming. Whoop. Okay. Nice. That one's not too difficult. You just have to make sure you don't get super caught up on any single spot in that. And now we're on to King Round. This, get your prayer emotes out, because this is RNG time save. If you want to talk about that while I'm doing the fight.
So, if Susie gets targeted on the first or the second turn, you can kill her. And it skips a couple attack animations. If she dies on the first turn, it's 6 seconds.
Let's go.
On the second turn, it's 4 seconds. In 6 seconds.
Woo. 3 times save. We're going to deeply bow at this King Round. Ugh. Okay, yeah, no. I played way too risky. Hey, that's a pretty good board. So now that we've defeated King Round, Susie decides being a good guy is not her thing. She joins Lancer on the bad guy side, and that is where she will stay for the next little while of this run. I'm gonna heal. Oh, that's a gold. Nice. Yeah. Just curious, Sal, how much do you know about this run?
Not a whole lot. Basically, what I remember from not paying any attention at all from the back of the room of the SGQ finale a week ago.
Yeah. Because that was a week ago, huh? I thought it was longer ago. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Time moves fast.
Time moves very fast. Sometimes you can't keep up. Even though we need to be moving faster than time. Hey, speedruns. Haha, speedrunning joke. Okay. Encounter skip here. You just have to go down and up. They will not catch you. Here, 2, 3, 1, 2 is how I remember that. And welcome to this fight, where all we have to do is read the manual twice. Earlier, during where the combat tutorial was, that's not the right thing. Ralsei gives us a manual to read up on mechanics in this game and combat mechanics. It also lets us skip that fight, which I think is really cool. For skip, make it faster. Take some intentional damage simply because it's faster. Down here, quick cute little encounter skip here. Ravik, we just go up and we pick up a piece. Pick up a piece of a key. We're going to be needing 3 of these eventually. We've already picked up 1 in the Field of Hopes and Dreams. And this is our second. We'll pick up another one in a little bit. And hey, this is the part where everyone loves. We get to make our own thrash machine. We get to make our own little thrash machine. And what we do here is we're going to do the optimal strat. All that really matters speedrun wise is that we have a fire head, because this makes the run slightly faster an hour and a half in, sorry. I really like how the thrash machine is just, it looks like such an idea, but then it comes back to fight you in chapter 2. Take a heal. And here, this is a maze. Lancer does not know where he's going. This encounter. And wouldn't you know it, Susie also doesn't know where she's going. So basically, we just have to dodge the two of them. Here's a little encounter skip. Against the wall, go up. Woo! You get stuck against the wall for some reason. Starwalkers. Go up. Go right. And oh my gosh, is that the thrash machine?
No way.
They're gonna explode anyways, and then we go into a fight with the two of them.
So the strat for this fight is doing X anything on Lancer 4 times. But if you try to do all 4 in a row, Susie just stops you. So you have to single her once, so she can't stop you.
Why aren't you letting me graze any of that?
Yeah, RNG in this game sometimes can be very mean. You cannot waste stuff and just lose time.
This game certainly has some RNG to it. Also, yeah, in chat, appreciate the text on the machine spot being changed for playing the game in Japanese. There's so many little localization quirks in both this game and Undertale that just make it a very good experience in either English or Japanese. Hey, that's another gold, by the way. Yes. You might see a PV here today.
Well, let's go.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there, though. There's still over 3 hours of run left. So Lancer joins our party. The Candy also joins our party for some reason. Over here, we have a little bit of a walk here, but I think it might be time to talk about secret bosses, because all bosses means that it's not just the chapter end bosses, of which there are 6, because 2 chapters, or there's 6, because 2 chapters have 2 chapter end bosses. Each chapter has 1 secret boss that is completely optional, and we will be going to beat all of those today. Most of them have very convoluted ways to get to them, methods to get to them, so we'll be going to one of them pretty soon here. I forgot there's the entire basement section of this. Alright. Here we have to interact with 3 things on the wall. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick this up, interact twice, and talk to Ralse. And here's Susie's puzzle. Where left, right, up, left. I don't even remember what the buttons do. There we go. All right. I'm actually curious if anyone in chat or Cell, if you know, has Deltarune or Undertale even actually been in a main RPG Learn Break event?
I know for sure that Undertale hasn't, and I don't believe that Deltarune has either.
Oh, interesting.
That's
Maybe there's something to think about. Yeah,
so
maybe something to think about
really cool
next year. RPG Learn Break 2026, anyone?
Happening in Denver in May. If you want more details about that, check out our socials or come join the Discord.
Mm-hmm. Also, I love this music.
So good.
This honestly might be my favorite soundtrack in Chapter 1. In terms of like considering story context, I really like it. Again, we do not need TP. We're gonna be grazing just to make the turn shorter. Oh, that's
Saves a
not
lot in
bad.
this fight. It's up to 5 seconds. And also, you can see the tech that's just scrolling automatically. In Japanese, it is around 5 seconds to wait in this cutscene. If I'm not wrong.
It's pretty sizable. I do wish that we got to hear this song for longer, but hey, what can you really do?
It's just plain English.
Yeah. But also, we're speedrunners. Of course, we're gonna play in Japanese. Right, that is that fight done. Actually, in chapter 1, or I think, at least in chapter 1, but I think it might be across the entire run, Lancer might be the only enemy that we fight twice. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but
I know
nope,
rules.
King Round. King Rounding rules, yeah.
Also rules, yeah. I think that's it.
Because there's a few enemies. Alright. And now we have this long elevator. I love how Ralsei sits here. Just pops down on the ground. And now that the elevator has reached its destination, Ralsei leaves the elevator. And then Susie also leaves the elevator. Which means, of course, what we do is we're going back down to the basement. We say hi to the first secret boss and the first boss fight actually of this run. Say hi to Jevil and then leave because we have to get him out of there. Back to the ground floor of the castle, this is our first time being here, and instantly leave. And one cool thing about this game is these warp doors, because without these it would be a nightmare to backtrack. But these doors make it much simpler. You get one last key piece, which is this is our third of 3, and we go talk to this NPC to help fix the key. Well, also while we're here, we're gonna have them fix the cake. Because
yeah, the cake is an item that full heals the party.
Or at least close enough that it doesn't really matter.
Did you just fix the cake by hammering it?
Yes. Is there something wrong?
Isn't that normal?
I can't say that's how I normally fix my cakes, but I'm learning things today.
Yeah. All right. So this is our first boss fight. Just to see, I'll let you talk about this fight while I'm focusing up here.
Yeah. Anyways, on this fight, the strat we're going to do is sparing Yellow, because it's marginally faster than fighting. What we want to do is cast Hypnosis and Pirouette. Hypnosis is 50 TP and Pirouette is 20. If you can get, I believe it's 6 Hypnosis, you can end the fight 1 turn faster. So, Sawayoshi was trying to graze as much as possible on all of these attacks, just cast as many Hypnosis as possible.
Oh! That's some pretty good grazing, actually. Right. Carry you around. This attack, you want to be grazing as much as possible. Oop.
RNG can sometimes just be main to you, and you can just lose.
Ow. Ow. That's actually not great, but it's fine, it's fine.
It's fine.
Plenty of TP to work with. We just need at least 50 TP here at the end of this turn, and then at least 20 at the end of the next turn. That's not the right thing.
Should be fine.
Might not be fine.
Oh.
That's fine. It just wanks a turn. Nice. Not a bad devil fight. I'm honestly just glad that I got that fight completely down without anyone actually falling, so. While we're here, we're also going to turn on auto run for 2 skips. This one is one of them. Nice. And then we go say hi to, we talked about him earlier, Rules Card. Hello. While we're talking about Rules Card, I want to talk about what the community likes to call HHS, or Head Happy Skip. This is the hardest skip in Chapter 1, I've heard. It is much easier with this strat that I'm going to be using here, and this is why we have auto run on.
So with auto run, if you open and close the menu, you can keep your speed. So if you just abuse that, you can just get way ahead of the head cutting. And it makes the skip marginally easier.
Yeah. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that skip is impossible without it on this version.
You can, it's just really hard.
Okay. Close enough. So, and I'm looking at memos. Oh, I do not have enough money. There were 4. Sell the mint. There we go. Oh, I should also turn off auto run. Generally, you want auto run. I say want. It's mainly preference, but most people play with auto run off because it's what they're used to and what it defaults to.
Yeah, auto run technically saves a frame in most rooms, but since you can just lose the frame to not holding X on cutscenes, most people just prefer to not use it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you hold X in a cutscene, that just automatically progresses the text, and it helps with the auto measure.
Yeah. Oh, that's King Round 2, by the way. Okay. And now that fight's done, I'm going to take a safety heal. I don't think I needed it. And we're into the second and final boss fight required for this category in Chapter 1. This is the Chaos King, and it is possible to get, I believe, a 9 turn?
Yes.
And it's, for me, basically a toss-up whether I can get it, so let me see if I can. You want to talk about this fight? A little bit of cutscenes beforehand, but... First off, unlock Red Buster.
So, you want to do 5 Red Busters on this fight? And you have to crit most of them. You can miss 1 Rousey crit, and I think you can miss 1 Chris crit. If you miss a Susie crit, you have to do an extra attack to compensate for the damage loss. Raising is kinda tight on 9 turn, but most of the time you're fine. You just mainly have to hit the crits. Also, if you press Z on the root bus, on the red busters, you can do 30 more damage.
There we go. 1 more Red Buster. There we go. was like, why do I have so little TP? It's because I don't have to Red Buster here. Just need 60 TP at the end of this attack, and we'll be fine. Oh, just barely.
That's good.
And that is the fastest king fight. Whew. 60 exact.
GG.
That was a little bit scary, but I also probably should have skipped an attack. Or I'll say attack, because I didn't need one of them. And that would have made the TP a bit nicer because defending gives 16 TP whereas an attack crit gives 6 rather. 10 TP difference. Yeah, that is the 2 bosses in Chapter 1 complete. There's not really much else here. This is just a winning run back to our hometown. I think that might be my fastest Chapter 1, actually. Mainly because I haven't really... Yeah, that wasn't bad. It's like a 32 2x. Oh, I'll take that. I'll take that for only having 3 completed runs of this category. And that also being, in those 3 runs also being the only times I've run Chapter 1. Yeah, a little bit of backstory for how much I've run this game. I used to run Chapter 2 when that was the newest chapter. I used to run that a little bit. I ran one specific category. I have never run Chapter 1 or 2 main route before Chapter 3 and 4 came out. So I've been learning these 2 chapters alongside Chapter 3 and 4 and across this past month-ish. Yeah, I think I make up for it with being at Chapter 3. So we seal the Dark Fountain, and because going back to the prophecy that we skipped, the prophecy of time loss, the legend of time loss that we skipped, we were told that the balance of light and dark is very important, and that there's dark fountains appearing everywhere that are upsetting this balance of light and dark. So therefore, we're going to close these dark fountains to restore that balance. And that is the first of, I believe, a total 6 that we're going to be sealing.
7.
6, 7.
Seems to come the Titan, I guess.
Technicalities. Alright. Gonna head back to our house, our home.
And time for Chapter 1 ends when the text box for going to bed closes.
Yep. And that is Chapter 1 complete. I'm gonna immediately go into Chapter 2. Because we can just skip everything. We can just skip the entire ending cutscene. Alright, let's get back into it. 3, 2, 1, go. Straight into Chapter 2. Now this is movement that I am slightly more in tune with, having run Chapter 2 in the past. But also I've never run, like I said, main route before a month ago. So we'll see how this goes. Story-wise, we are in another dark world. We skipped the entire light world part again. We just sleep in bed. How much does this save? I think it's like
5
if I
minutes
remember
again.
correctly. Okay, I thought it was like 7, but I remembered. So, hi Noelle, bye Noelle, hi Queen. Queen is the main quote-unquote antagonist of this chapter. She tries to capture us, and that's not okay. Therefore, we're going to beat her. But before we do that, we do have to defeat these two enemies. If we get 4 crits, then that is optimal. That's 2. See if we can get 2 more here. 1, 2. Dang. Really?
Oh.
Game really didn't want me to have that. I'll just Root Buster and that'll be fine. I don't think we need the Root Buster. Okay. That is that fight done. Hi, Ralsei. Fluffy Boy, by the way. Forgot to mention that. Looks much fluffier than the last time we saw him.
I'll say without the hat.
We will not be seeing Ralsei again for the rest of this run.
I ignore the fact that technically we see him in Port 3 with the hat, but in Chapter 3.
That is true. Also, I think I definitely phased through one of the notes there.
The hitboxes in this game are just something.
This game is certainly coded. Okay. Into these cyber fields. Again, there's these teacups that go up. You can interact with them slightly early, so we're going to be doing that just to try our best not to bump into them. Because if we can interact with them early, we keep our speed. We don't bump into the teacups, and we keep our speed, which is very helpful in a speed run. We take the second path here. First path does lead to an encounter. Nice. Bye, Noel. Bye, Noel. And we're into the punch-out minigame, for lack of better terms. I mean, you'll see exactly what's going on. There is a little trick. Around 20 seconds in, around 80 seconds left. Other than that, it's just do it. It's just do it fast.
Yeah.
It says round 1, but there was only 1 round. Really? Really?
Oh.
Okay. And here you can just do this and attack instead of dodging.
Yeah, that saves a little animation. It's about 1 second.
Okay. 91. Not bad. I'll take it.
Surely that's the last punch-out section we see in the run.
Surely. Sure, the machine's broken. Why would there be a second? Or even a third?
Yeah.
Alright. Down here. Dodge this enemy. This part is different in Japanese.
In English, it's agree to all. In Japanese, it's JS to split sweep. I think it's just that in Japanese, but it doesn't matter.
I didn't understand what that meant for the longest time until I was told that it was yes to the O's. So you're just putting check marks in. Is I believe what I heard somewhere. Just for safety. Alright, build up speed, and we're into the sweet Captain Cakes fight. If you want to talk about the little quirk in this fight and the update that was added to it.
So, on this fight, the strat is getting Chris to die. But, on the early days of Chapter 2, the strat was just RNG to get Chris to die. because it's a 1 in 3 for them to get targeted. And if they are about to get downed, the game runs the script again, so it's a 1 in 9. But if you dance X on the second or third targets of the fight, they are just guaranteed to get hit every single time. I think it was added on 1.13. Thank you, Deltarune devs.
This was changed in update to be nicer to speedrunners. And you'll see also, this was also added in an update. Chris just does not stand up during this dance. I think it's kind of cute. And that is the DJ's fight done. We'll be seeing them very shortly here. We have a little shopping to do. Will I have enough money? That is the question. I think I should be fine. I hit all the encounter skips.
Well, I think you only buy Mecha Saber.
Okay, so go up here. I do not have enough for the other one.
You got a member card, you don't need the glowers.
Yeah.
If you got to.
It'll be fine. It'll just be slightly different menuing that's gonna throw me off for the rest of the run.
So here we get the tension bit, an item that just gives us 32 TP when used. We'll be using this on chapter 4 to make some fights fun.
This will save us time in roughly 2 hours.
So here we are trying to get every single arrow. If you miss one, we are missing out on equipment, which is going to lose us quite a bit of time.
Yeah, that's good though. We got all of them. Right. This. There we go. Going to head into this very suspiciously queen billboarded contraption that leads to tracks. What is this doing to us? It puts us in little mini roller coasters that are really, really cute, and I really like them. I really like these. Oh, hi Noel. Bye Noel. Hi Birdly. Everyone likes Birdly, right?
Right.
Hey chat, you should tell us if you like Birdly. While we attack Birdly. Raise these. Not necessarily for TP, but mainly because it makes the attack shorter. Yep. That's a lot of miscrits. I hope this is okay.
I think you are one off, sadly. I'm not sure.
Dang. We'll see.
Just.
Dang. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. You need 4 out of 6 crits without auto axe and just save a turn. But sadly, we didn't get those.
Okay, there we go.
We do have some Birdly love in the chat.
I do see some Birdly love. Is that still a gold? How is that a gold? That's the first time I heard.
That's just how it works on this game. You split terribly and gold.
Sure. Sometimes things just save time. Alright. Head into... I forget what this area name is actually. It's either... I feel like it's either... Okay. It was either Trash Zone or... What was the other one I was thinking of?
Is Cyber
I don't remember it. No.
Anyways, remember to unequip armor, just in case.
Okay.
So here we try to unequip armor. Susie can only be unequipped if you have other armor, so we have to buy those for her. And we're going to use the armor on Noel and Chris to make a fight faster here.
Yeah, because I I'd never run main route. I only learned about this like a month ago. I always thought that when she was saying like, "Hey, don't touch me," I always thought the amber cards were just sticky. I don't know why. What could have possibly made you think that? See chessing. Seeing love for Birdly coming. 425 degrees for an hour. Likely served with peas and carrots and stuffing. Someone's in a little Thanksgiving mood here. Alright.
It does sound delicious.
It sounds really good now. Now I'm hungry. I didn't really eat very much breakfast, so... Alright. And now Noelle has joined our party. And it is Chris and Noelle for the next little part. There we go. And we're gonna pick up this here, which is the pink ribbon. Everyone loves the pink ribbon. Unfortunately,
yeah, surely
it is
get nerfed.
Yeah.
So in chapters 3 and 4, it got a 20% TP debuff.
Hold on.
So you still get the extra range, but just get TP.
That took way too long. Okay. Go this way, and we're gonna go down here.
And yeah, here since you have to wait a bit for Noelle to step on the button, you can just equip.
Some more Birdly love in chat coming in. Negative 300 degrees frozen, encapsulated in ice. We have some differing opinions on how people like their Birdlies.
I think this is the wrong route, actually.
Yeah. Hey, we talked about the Punch-Out minigame, right?
Oh, right. We have more Punch-Out now.
Is it Punch-Out time?
It's back. It is Punch-Out time.
Well, let's go.
It's actually not Punch-Out time. I actually bamboozled all of you. Birdly statue. We cannot skip this dialogue. This is auto scroll.
It's slightly faster on English, but it's like a second. Overall, it doesn't really matter.
It is pretty minimal.
It's a fair category after all.
Yeah, you cannot see with that box head on, so no, it's simply going to take it off. And then we keep going. Take that save point for healing. Should be good. Yeah. Over here. Press this button, and we should be good. And here we have a puzzle. We do actually have to do this puzzle.
Okay, that was not good RNG. So this puzzle, the state,
that's not
how it is. It's RNG. You can get the puzzle to just be solved, but it's a 1 in 50.
Mm-hmm. And you're not gonna be getting that in the marathon run. There we go. The button inside the door actually doesn't do anything. We need to hit the button behind the barrier, which Noelle very nicely hits for us. I'm not letting go. Let's go. Never scared.
The cheese have smaller hitboxes than it seems, so it's not really bad to do that.
Yeah. It's not terribly difficult. Alright, more puzzles! Except this time, we have multiple small ones. While Birdly talks to us about things.
And once again, on these puzzles, you can just get them solved automatically. But most of the time you won't, and just lose time.
Yeah. There we go. That's 2 in a row solved. That's 3 in a row solved, actually. That's really good.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good RNG. Alright. That is the third of 3 mouse puzzles done. We won't be seeing them anymore, unfortunately. We're heading into another RNG fight, and this one is RNG in a slightly different way, because Noel's Ice Spell, I believe, is...
Ice Shock.
The Ice Shock is one of the only attacks in this game, I believe, that has RNG damage rolls. So we need to hit every single crit with Chris, plus get good rolls to do this fight.
It's around the 70% that you get it.
There we go, nice. Good RNG.
Nice. Unequip
You
armor?
off.
Okay.
If you
So if you
forget to
don't...
unequip that, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you lose it. So if you don't unequip this Jabu Tail from Noel, she just takes it. And you will never see it again.
Yeah. And that's a little bit annoying because the Devil's Tail gives you attack, defense, and magic, I believe. So you want it for basically the entire... the entire run. It is very important for basically the entire run, especially with Susie's Rude Buster and Red Buster damage both being dependent on magic and attack. Oh, Chris, get the banana.
Anyways, this is an auto-scroller, so it doesn't matter what you do. You can kill the cars, you can save them, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. If you hold left and right, you will just do this. Get the bumpers for the entire way. I only got 4 cars that time. Then we say hi to everyone's favorite. Hey, Every! It is Spamton time. Spamton, we have to make a deal with him every single turn, or optimally we do make a deal every single turn, and it doesn't cost EB or anything, so we will make a deal every single turn. The choicers are always left, then right, left for the first one, and then right for every single subsequent one. Okay.
The attacks here are also RNG on which attacks Phantom chooses. The fastest attack are the words attack, both are the money, and then just the mini Phantom ones. It's really not that much time save, but kinda helps.
I accidentally checked on one turn, so this might be a slightly longer fight, but that's fine. That's fine. There we go. One little fact about Spamton. If you press F1 during the fight, you will get help, which just heals your entire party of 1. There we go. And that's that fight done. And Spamton tells us, meet us back in the trash zone. We'll be doing that a little bit here. We have a little bit more to go before we do that. I do want you all to know, by the way, I am significantly ahead of PB, so this could PB. You could see a showcase PB here. A hidden encounter PB. We'll have to see. And there's not really much going on, so here, so Sal, if you want to talk about what RPG Limerick is up to recently.
Yeah, indeed. In fact, I'm going to tell folks, if you also run an indie or obscure RPG, I would love to have you here on the show showcasing your run. We have a special form for that. I'm going to pop that into chat for y'all. Feel free to submit. You can also submit that in general, and it goes to the entire team because we would love to showcase you and your runs here on the channel. And as well, of course, don't forget to join us in the Discord, where you can find out all things about upcoming events, our charity event in May, and all the just good community chatting about RPGs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do have a
The
question.
community is amazing. Yes.
Why are you running
the
this in
answer.
Japanese?
First off, because it's faster, but it's only, I believe, faster in chapters 1, 3, and 4. In chapter 2, it's actually slower. I just like Japanese.
It's
yeah. Shout outs to hey, I am half Japanese and no Japanese. Hey, Japanese is pretty cool, I think.
Japanese is pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, in chapter 2, it is actually slightly slower. Believe it or not. Usually with these games, it's either Japanese or Chinese is faster, but there's a couple little things in chapter 2 that make English just a tiny bit faster. So we say hi to Noel and hi to the rest of our party again. And we're going to put the Devil's Tail on Ralsei. There is one specific encounter coming up where that will be useful in about a minute's time, I think. We do have one quick encounter before then, though. We go up here. It is so hard to get these without stopping.
it's really tight. Most of the time you're impossible.
Okay. Ow. Luckily, we are trying to get hit here. We used an act that made it so that we gain air gauge, whatever it's called, if we get hit. So we got hit. And then we have this. You can dodge these. It doesn't really matter time-wise. And this is where the Devil's Tail comes in handy. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. If you have it equipped on Ralsei can barely do enough damage to one-shot Deimos. Oh, no.
Yeah, you have to hit every single crit there to be able to save a turn.
Not so scared
And
because
we
I
have mentioned this before. Crits are a 1 frame window at 30 FPS.
Yeah, we can talk about crits and more combat mechanics since this is just catching these. Yeah, crits are a 1 frame window at 30 FPS, so it's not as bad as at 60, but it's still 1 frame. At 60, it's equivalent to 2 frames. Ooh. So it's still difficult, and each crit does more damage. I believe it's like 25% more damage as compared to being 1 frame off.
Formula, but it's around 20 more damage per crit.
Mm-hmm. And it also gives somewhere around 6 TP instead of 4 or 5.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's correct.
So we do want to be critting as much as possible, just in terms of both damage and in terms of TP. But also, a lot of the time, we're going to be defending instead, because that gives, again, 16 TP as opposed to 6 with the crit. So it gives plenty of TP. And it doesn't have the animation
keeps the attack
attack.
animation. Yeah.
We'll be using it very often. And when we attack, we want to be attacking with as many characters as possible at once. So be saying that, hey, that's a 45-second gold. Nope. There we go. Say hi to Lancer for the first time in chapter 2. And Lancer is gonna jump on the keyboard.
Trying to use Lancer, it's really easy to accidentally use the cell phone. And that loses around 10 seconds.
Yeah, because you have to go through the entire phone call. So we say hi to Lancer, but also Lancer's not feeling so well, so we say goodbye to Lancer for now. We say hi to Birdley. I have not practiced these puzzles. Let's see if I can get them
It's
in any
fine.
sort of meaningful time. That's 1. It's 3, 1, 1. There we go. Sure. That. And then parallelogram, which is symmetrical, so you only have to spin it once or 0 times. You will never have to spin it twice or 3 times, unless you accidentally spin it twice.
So here, upcoming, there is a RNG segment. The word that Barely chooses to spell is random. It goes from wise, because on Japanese, on English the fastest one is smart, to intelligent, which is around 3 seconds slower.
Yeah.
So we just hope to get a short word.
We just hope to get a short word here. Please? Clever? Yeah, sure. Not too bad.
It's not bad.
Six letters compared to like 4 fastest, but also compared to 11 at the slowest. So right. So now that we have these puzzles done, we have the spelling bee segment done. We get to leave. Oh, that was, I think, no bump. Nice. Here, I'll say, what have you been up to? Can you fix Lancer? Unfortunately, he cannot, and Lancer is turned to stone. At this point, Burley gets the idea to get us all up on the roof and try to see if we can distract the queen while we go seal the fountain. Take a quick heal here. And go to the trash zone one more time. So we were told to come here by Smampton. We were simply going to mash enter. Okay, perfect. It's not what I meant to do.
So the key always spawns at $100 dark dollars. So if you just mash, you can always get it at a cheap price.
Yeah, dark dollars, also known by in terms of in Spamton terms as Cromer.
Yeah.
Right. We're going into the mansion for a little while now. We're just gonna skip this part. We take 60 damage and let's go. Because it's a marathon. You know what? Let's try it. Perfect.
Nice. So the safe strat is to get the pot and then leave the room. And you can balance the pot, as we call pot balance strat. And it stays around 6 seconds if you don't fail. If you fail, you get an encounter.
Okay. Head over this way. See on the left side of this, these cars do not spawn. Probably would have been fine anyways. For some reason the car is also scared of mouse, so do that. For some reason there's a button here. Go down. Use the keygen here that we picked up earlier. We're gonna go down to the basement. Someone in chat saying Ralsei looks very good in his spoiler outfit. There's a reason there's merch of it. down into the mansion basement. Go over here. But there's nothing here, so we're gonna go back. Oh, wait, the way out is gone. Oh, hi! Smiles. There's nothing to do, so we're just gonna look at things.
This room just starts a timer when to enter it to raise the teacup, so you can just do whatever.
Mm-hmm. And then we take the slow trip down on the teacups. Once we get to the bottom, we get to turn off this barrier. And then we go back up. Unfortunately, the teacups seem to be much better at going up than going down. We need to dodge these as good as possible. It is the same positions in patterns every single time. Yeah, it's fine. I'll take it. We go over here. And we actually go get the empty disc. In one of my recent runs, I just forgot to get the empty disc and went back to Spamton, and Spamton's like, wait, where's my disc? Where's my disc-shaped object? We're actually gonna go pick it up. Called the blank disc in... I forget if it's actually called the blank disc in English as well.
It's empty disc in English.
Okay. Huh. Go back up. We see Susie and Ralsei. Susie playing with Ralsei's glasses. She gives them back though. Press the switch and this opens the shortcut back here. We're gonna go back one last time to the trash zone and say hi one last time to Spamton. There's a reason we need to bring him the empty disc. There we go. Spamton gets loaded into the empty disc, and we will bring that back to the weird machine thing that we got it from. We're also going to take a heal here. Back down in the basement. And here we have everyone's favorite fight from Chapter 2. We get to see big shots. So if you've played Undertale, a little mechanic in that game, and we'll see reintroduced here. Right. And put the disc. Leave the room, and when we try to leave, we get stopped by a certain someone. A certain someone with pink and gold glasses. Hey, Spamton. Susie and Rossi are here to help. So, oop, that's not the right button. So we're going to be using plenty of big shots for people that know what that is. If you hold either Z or Enter and spam the other button, you will just get infinite charged shots. And Spamton is not very happy about it, but we're going to be using it anyways. So this is the Spamton Unify, if you want to talk about that. Hidden boss of Chapter 2.
So on this fight, you can optimally raise. Say it's around 8 seconds for the whole fight if you raise a lot. And you can also do charge shots, which ends most attacks way faster than normal. So what you mostly want to do is just charge big shots and just raise as much as you can. So on Z, for example, you normally just have to wait and fire, but you can just spam and kill them right when they spawn. And this attack, a phone hands, you can raise the head. It's really hard because, as you can see, one hit can just kill us. And Red Phantom does a lot of damage.
A little bit scary on health.
It's fine.
Huh? Okay, sure.
It was not fine.
It was not fine. It's fine. I forgot that. Wait.
Actually, need to insert it again.
You have to insert it again? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it always happens to me that I'm practicing, I died, and I just forget. It's so annoying.
Yeah. However, the second time on, it is faster retry. It's a faster retry, so that's at least helpful. Getting hit 3 times in one attack and having it hit all 3 of them, and then getting hit by a target all is really funny. Really unfortunate, but really funny. Go. Go for this again. Once again, cone hands very difficult. Need to be very careful not to get hit here. So that does a lot of damage. Okay. Already doing much better than last time. There we go. There we go. Nice, that is the face done. That's fine. It's the last really meaningful attack. Gavin has a call for himself. One last time, and this is the final attack. I say final attack. There are more attacks. You can get more attacks, but in a run.
Yeah.
That is the last attack. Hey, we did lose once, but hey, that happens. Marathon setting, not a big deal. We're still ahead of PB. Somehow we're still ahead of PB. So I think it lost just as much time as forgetting the empty disc in my PB.
Oh, I see.
It's really funny, actually. Okay. There we go. Put the right armor on Susie. A heal. Then we're gonna go up and back into the mansion. We're gonna keep climbing all the way up to the top. This time, we are going all the way up. Instead of going to the basement. Also, Rase is standing on air, or inside the walls, depending on how you look at it.
Rossi flows in chapter 4 anyways.
Going back up the mansion. We do have these teacups here. These teacups are much, much easier than the ones going down to the Spamton fight.
Yeah, there's just a spot here.
You will not get hit if you play it, if you precise enough, but it was just barely not precise enough. And RNG? Slightly RNG. That is...
Yeah, where the key spawns is RNG, you prefer getting it on the top. The lefty one is fine, but the right one just has a dumb hitbox. And you cannot hit it from the side.
It's RNG. It loses a little bit of time. It's also always one clockwise
Yeah.
from where it's
Anyways, mouse wheel.
first.
This is more RNG.
Yep. I
So
like to
you
think
can end
this
this
is
fight
like
in 2 turns, but it just decides to be fun sometimes.
Oh, that was not good enough. There we go. Really, that would have been enough for the second turn.
Oh. That's just
really
how
funny.
mouse rolls.
Must wheel, everyone. Alright. Now that we've done that fight, this door is open. Go up to the top, and then we have to look for another key. This key is a little bit harder to find. Wait, yeah.
It's on the top left now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Thank you. There it is, yeah.
So you have to interact with 3 platters before going down. If you don't interact with 3 platters before going down, the dog just doesn't spawn in time. And then it spawns on top left.
Interesting. Okay. Give me a... Hold on. Once I get a little time somewhere, I need to check my camera. Because it seems to be gone. Oops. There we go. I think I know exactly what happened. But... Okay. Parent 2. I just need time to look at it, and well, in time we'll have plenty of, because we have the acid boat coming pretty soon here. Here we can just hold left, and then we go up here. Well, I'm gonna take this time because there's nothing important happening.
Sorry, I'm still processing hearing the term acid boat.
Yes. Also, hi, I'm back. Well, you'll see. You'll see what I mean by.
Okay.
So here Susie just abandons us for some reason.
Susie and Birdly just leave. So, acid boat. Boat on acid. Boat on the acid. Very important distinction. Okay, so we do want to interact with these houses as we're going. And
So the houses gives us more TP for the rules fight, which allows us to point it to 1 turn earlier.
you want, I believe, at least 5 of 6, if I'm not mistaken? Or is it 4? I don't remember.
In the count, I just know that you can this one.
We do want the band just to make Queen happy. It does not affect our time at all. It's also much easier to get from the top with how we're interacting. Nice. Okay. So that is the first half of this acid lake section. We do have a couple puzzles to do. These puzzles are pretty simple. You just go counterclockwise, hit this one, and then we go back clockwise again.
Yeah, keeping speed here can be really tough sometimes.
Yeah, I've just given up at this point. Okay. Here we want to hit the second house. Do this, hit the first house, and then there. Now unlock this path over here, which also unlocks this lever, which makes the other hand leave. Two left hands, by the way. So now we can keep going on the second half of our little boat trip here. And hey, you remember we talked about one boss fight in one little fight that I guess isn't considered a boss. It's like a mid boss, if you want to use that term. In chapter 1 was not a fight in chapter 1, but is a fight in chapter 2. Say hello to Rules Card.
So the rules fight. It's RNG. Rules can just choose a pattern, and this one, for example, can be done in 2 turns. There's 2 patterns that can be done, or more than 2, but it's around there. That can be done only in 3 turns, and I just use it.
There we go. I just need to make absolutely sure that I was doing the right thing here. I guess, yeah, there are 2 patterns that do not let you do a 2-turn.
I think it's 3 because like
Or
the first one
3
can
maybe.
be in the middle. Like I don't know. It's a 2 in 5 basically. I know the
Yeah.
odds.
Okay. And we do go past this this camera, and we have the option to take a picture. Unfortunately, this is a speed run.
Sadly, hugging Ramses is slower.
Have someone in chat saying, hug the go. I'm so sorry for disappointing you. Okay, so into the next little part of chapter 2. Take a heal. Do this skip. Oop, there we go. Going through here without losing speed is also pretty difficult.
And also these lasers are RNG. Sometimes you can get hit 3 times, sometimes 1.
Mm-hmm. All
And
right.
here is the queen fight.
Yeah, if you want to talk about the queen fight.
So the queen fight has a shield triggering each 25% of damage you deal. So what we are trying to do is just get to the second shield without triggering the first one, destroying the second shield, and then just going from 25% to 0 HP. So the strat here is just doing low damage at the start and just a fight-proof fight, which does barely enough damage to trigger the second shield.
There we go. That's the second shield of 1 completed. Fight 2 again. And that's barely not enough to do the third shield, which is exactly what we want. Because at this point, we can simply do enough damage and the fight. A Red Buster. 07's in chat, that is the last time we'll be seeing Red Buster this run. Unfortunately, it does not make a return in chapters 3 or 4. We will miss you dearly. Not really, actually, because in most of the chapter final fights, Chris is just absurdly busted for some reason.
It would help on the night though.
It would. Oh, it would, yeah. You're right. We don't need that heal. Oh, and I need to remember to do this.
So on the Giga Queen fight, the game just checks for how much damage Chris does, so you can just equip Jabuzel to them.
Mhm. There's a specific weapon, which is the Mecha Saber, which we bought earlier on in Chapter 2. And then 2 pieces of armor that give us more attack. The Iron Shackle, which gives +1 attack, and I think the Devil's Tail is also +1, or is it +2? I don't remember. I think it's +1, right?
It's 2.
It's 2. Never mind. It's +2 then. So that gives us the highest attack stat that we can have with the equipment available to us. This is important for our 5th boss fight of this run, exactly halfway. Our second, rather 3rd boss fight in Chapter 2, second quote-unquote final boss, or required boss. It is time for mech battles.
Wait, what do you mean
Talk
there's
about
more
this.
punch out?
Yeah, I wasn't lying. We do have more punch out.
Round 1.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so on the Giga Queen fight, there's 3 phases. Each phase you have to deal enough damage either by attacking or by punching on the attacks. And you will see how is delaying the 3rd punch. It saves a bit of animations on each set of punches. It saves around like 3 seconds each phase. What you want to do is, in this particular strat, you can just deal enough damage to not skip the baseball attacks. If you skip the baseball attacks, you do a bit more damage on round 3, but you get the baseball attack, which is kinda slow. So runners just prefer to not skip the baseball attack side. Then on the second phase, you can use flame mode, which busts the damage thanks to our head of the Flash Machine boss in Chapter 1, and just punch a lot. And preferably we end the phase on her turn, so we can attack in phase 3. And if we do a no-hit of the first and second turn, she goes crazy mode. We do a lot more damage.
Let's go. Oh, that's not good.
It's fine.
I also got no TP.
Oh, that was really bad RNG. So, on that
There we
attack,
go.
Giga can do 3 variants. She can go to the right, to the left, or she can duck. Duck gives way more TP.
Or it's much easier to get TP, rather. Or maybe it does get more TP, I
Yeah.
don't know. Anyways, that's the fight done. That is, I think, the fastest you can do the fight. Pretty much. Turn-wise, it's the fastest that you can do
It's
the fight.
slightly faster, but it's basically the same thing.
Yeah. That is Giga Queen done. That is the last combat part of Chapter 2. Now again, we do have a little bit of going back to the light world and going back to our house. This time it takes around 8 minutes.
Just cutscenes.
Yep. It's like 80% cutscenes.
So if you need a break or something, just go now. You're not missing
Yeah.
anything.
Usually, runners either put on sticky keys or put some weight on their control key, so that they can just leave without really missing anything, because there's no choices that they have to make here either. Or you can wait until this part, because this part you really don't have to press anything. My hands are off the keyboard and get this feel. Feel is very good. Also from another RPG series, which we or not haven't really played very much. Okay. So, what's going on screen, you may ask? Story is going on. We're talking about the Roaring and Titans. These are 2 very important terms that you'll have to remember for the next just under 2 hours. It'll become very, very relevant about 3 hours and 15 minutes into the run, or maybe 3 hours 20 minutes even. Takes a little while before we get to this part. I should have done it. I should have gone to go get water during that. All right. That is the cutscene over, and now we have more dialogue. Even though the cutscene's over, it does not mean we get to just go home immediately. We have more dialogue. We have more dialogue. We have more cutscenes. We have this game. This game is kind of full of cutscenes, if you couldn't tell. And sometimes these cutscenes have choices in them that you have to make, so you can't just not press anything. Sometimes you can just put a weight on your control key and be completely fine. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, press the C key and the control key, the menu keys, if you're on controller and you want to use those, skips dialogue for you. So you'll see, I don't have to mash anything. It does it for me. This game is very nice in that it has this auto masher. You do not have to use external programs for that.
The auto masher has is that it mashes at 15 Xboxes per second, and the game runs at 30 FPS. So you can manually mash to 30 Xboxes per second, and that just destroys your hands.
Yeah.
So if the auto masher could mash faster, it would be really nice.
It is theoretically slightly faster to mash manually using pressing Enter, Shift, Z, and or Enter and Z while holding either Shift or X. However, that means you also can't have the auto masher pressed down. So it is a risk return, but also you have to pay your hands. You have to pay with risk and also your hands. And you get a return of maybe a second or two a time save. Maybe more. I don't quite know how much it saves to manual mash.
I think for main route, which is like 5 seconds, it's a lot of time.
Jeez. Yeah, that is quite a bit of time. I do know, however, I think, if I remember correctly, chapters 3 and 4 on speedrun.com just have manual mashing. And?
Yeah, it's to so runners don't destroy their hands.
Yeah. Shoutouts to You Can Just Move Chris, by the way.
Yeah, on this cutscene you can mash every key on your keyboard and just make Swiss move left. And it's also faster.
Mm-hmm. We have so many more. The end of chapter 2 is a very cutscene. So, Sel, if we have anything we want to mention, we have like a minute or so to do so.
Sure. For those of you who don't know, RPG Limit Break has our own merchandise store. From hoodies to coffee mugs to even fanny packs, you're sure to find your new favorite RPG Limit Break branded gear. The best part is, all of our merchandise sales go directly towards funding RPGLB, so we continue to bring you awesome events like our live event happening every May in Denver. And to visit that store, you can go to www.store.rpglimitbreak.com.
Mm-hmm. So, what happened there was Chris decided, hey, I don't need that soul, and threw the soul in the cupboard below the sink, and then left through the window. Now they're back. Now we have completed washing our hands after roughly a minute of cutscenes. Definitely, remember to wash your hands. Very important. Yeah, I do see the RPG Limit Break store link in chat. If any of you are interested in that. And hey, we're back. That doesn't mean we're done with cutscenes. We still have a few more cutscenes. I forget. Is it just after the dialogue after Susie falls asleep that you can put out?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Wait, no. There's text box after that. After that, you can just close the game.
And hey,
I think
you
when
see a
the music
TV here.
stops, I'm not sure.
You
Sure,
see a
you won't
TV
be seeing
here.
the TV.
We may be seeing the TV later on. We'll see.
Okay, wait. Don't close immediately.
There we go. And that should be good.
Yeah.
Closing out of the game one more time, we have next up Chapter 3. So what we skipped by closing out of the game there is
The credits, basically. So
that's not what I want to
that
do.
specific text box, that Susie text box generates completion data for the chapter, so we can just close the game there and start chapter 3.
Yeah. What we missed by quitting out once again. Toriel calls the police and says, "Hey, our car tires were slashed. Can you please come help?" So Undyne, the police department head for Hometown, is going to come and check on that. But during the night, Chris decides, "Hey, Soul, get out of here," and opens a dark fountain. On the pink ribbon, and we're going into chapter 3. Once again, we can sleep. We can sleep to skip story. Welcome to the Legend of Tenna. Everyone's favorite character, Mr. Tenna. We'll be seeing plenty of him in across the next hour-ish. At this point, I want to say this is my best chapter, so we'll be seeing plenty of gameplay here. So first off, Lanino and Elnina, where we use one I Love TV, and then just simply watch how I bit my tongue. So, do you want to talk about how combat works in these board minigames?
So in these minigames, you have certain rank after the fights. The higher the rank, the better you do in a fight, the higher the rank is. There's a rank for how many turns you spend, how much TP you have after finishing the fight, and how much damage you take. For this category, on World 1 you want an S rank. And by that you need to not play terribly on the fights, by just not getting hit too much. And also, I don't know if you can appreciate this, but if you mash C on some attacks, you can just skip cutscenes. Because this game's coded, apparently.
This game is coded. You simply have to hold one skip dialogue button or one menu button and then mash the other, and it skips some little parts for some reason. Like here, Tenna doesn't fall all the way to the ground.
Saves around 6 seconds on just this one fight.
Hey, that's a T rank. Nice.
Nice.
Right. If we can't get another one here, it's a little bit harder because it is much harder to get enough TP in one turn. But hey.
Yeah, on the mini bosses, you can get hit up to 2 times and still get an S rank on that department. While on the regular encounters, you cannot get hit.
You have to do it damageless, or you will fall to an A rank in that. in that little bracket. Okay. Pick up Lancer, have him dig, pick up a key. We have a puzzle here. Do it in 4 seconds. And we do one quiz. 3, 2, 1. We do one quiz that we don't do in any percent. Specifically because we want the points.
And it also helps with the board rank, because if you don't get S rank on board 1, the one is literally just dead. And this helps with getting the S rank.
Yeah. I have experienced this a couple times in the past, like, day. Right. Up here. I didn't know that Ralsei could take damage there.
I think it's RNG, which I remember takes damage.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen Ralsei take damage there. Interesting. Okay, so now we have 3 keys and the Mooncloud Stone, and that'll open this door to the physical challenge of this first little board here. Alright. And hey, it is time for cooking. Everyone likes cooking. But before that, it's TV time! Everyone likes cooking if you want to talk about cooking.
So, cooking. If you reach a certain score, the minigame just ends early, and you save around 40 seconds. The bad part is the food where it spawns is RNG, and you can get screwed over most of the time. You want to get as many foods as possible and throw it to the special guest, as you can see on the bottom. You can do this 3 times, and the minigame ends early most of the time if you don't get real RNG. But sometimes, if you miss the food or touch the fire, you can just lose a lot of points and time, and that can just make you not get this rank on the board.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good though.
Should be fine.
I don't think I can do fast cooking, but
You can go for it. Doesn't lose time if you miss.
yeah, nah. Unfortunate. That's fine.
So
Nice.
for fast cooking, you want to, when you jump and get a food midair, you get an extra point. If you get like every one of those, you can get fast cooking, which saves around 6 seconds doing it normally.
But hey, doing it normally is completely fine. Honestly, if you can complete cooking on that 3rd special guest, you're very happy.
Yeah.
I have had a couple runs in the past couple days that did not get the cooking done on that special guest.
I
That is an
wonder
S
where.
rank. That is an S rank on board 1. And we do not need this pink ribbon because we already have one equipped. And we go to
also
the
because
S rank
pink ribbon is
room. Yeah. Whoa, this is the S rank room. We want. There we go. Oh, I should have. That's fine. So, we do want points for later in the run, later in chapter 3, in roughly about 15 minutes. So we're gonna exchange our dark dollars for a few points. And then we go into this little mini game. Ram told us, the bartender told us that this is a game that Tenna has modified the games that we're playing on the main board. But these ones are unmodified. So let's plug in our controller and play. We like to colloquially call these the sword minigames. And there's a reason you may be thinking, why is it called the sword minigames? You don't have a sword. Well, joke's on you, because going down here, go up here. No, would you look at that? There's a sword.
Wait, Zelda?
Welcome to the Legend of Sword.
So here what you want to do is kill every enemy, so you can level up and destroy certain objects on the map.
Yeah.
The enemies, where they go is RNG. Sometimes you can just get screwed.
Sometimes they can be very nice to you, sometimes they can be very mean to you.
Yeah.
That was not particularly nice, but that was just fine. Oh. I've never seen that enemy go that way. Okay. There we go. There's one enemy over here that we need to be careful of to not forget.
Don't forget.
You... That definitely hit. I don't know why that didn't. Okay. Go over here, and now that we're level 3, we have the ability to break these cacti. We also one-shot these yellow ones. So we go down here. Bloop, bloop. Take out that flower.
Yeah, so if you slash and 1 frame later change directions, sometimes the hitbox just disappears and you don't hit the enemies.
I have no clue how it works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But anyways, that is LV max.
So at your max level, you can destroy trees now.
Mm-hmm. And we'll definitely be making use of that. I think it's here, right? Oh. There's a little chest. Gives us the ice key. Oh, where in the world could we be using the ice key? And oh, what do you all think could it be referencing? Many things to think about. But now is not the time to think, now is the time to do the second board. I don't have anything I have to equip, right? No. The Hided Lancer, who was in this Dark World as well. Was turned to stone earlier, but for some reason he is fine for now here. And Ralsei says, "Hey, we should close our eyes and see and imagine what Susie's up to." We say, "No, we're speedrunning."
Rosie loves closing their eyes.
Yeah. So, hey Tenna, we are going into our second board. This one is a bit longer, roughly 10 minutes that we're going to be spending here. First things first, we have to go pick up our equipment. This time it's not a sword. Why would you ever think it was a sword? We have to pick up our camera. And we'll be using this camera to take pictures. Believe it or not. We have to take 3 special photos, of which that is one of them. We have to take a cactus. Our 4 options are a cactus, a red, I don't remember what they're called. I think in Japanese they're called scorpions, but we also have the option to take half a flower, or we can take a picture of a green oasis question mark, or green bath, whatever you want to call it. We will not be going to that one this time. We'll be taking the other 3 because we only need 3.
Yeah, also during notice here, Susie's getting points with 1500 points by the end of the board, so we can buy S rank. Since on this board the reward for A rank is attention gem, and we can use that on chapter 4.
You'll see what we mean by this. Also, if you haven't noticed, we are controlling Susie, and have been for a little while. spare action on these enemies. And Susie fixes our controllers, or so we thought. We actually still have control of Susie, and Ralse has control of Chris and Susie has control of Ralse. And usually I would say here, nah, give Ralse a chance to be player 1, but this is also a speedrun.
Yeah, Ralse is slow, so...
Yeah. I mean, cut him some slack, he's never played a game like this before.
I don't know, just go faster, I don't care.
Okay, so now get out your prayer emotes again. This is RNG and can lose you very, very, very large amounts of time. If we get it quick this time. Nope. There we go.
Oh.
Not bad.
So,
Not bad.
Lion has, I believe it's a 25% chance to spawn a red one. And sometimes you can just get a long amount of time without a red spawning. There's clips of people getting 9 cycles without it, and that loses around 40 seconds.
I have not seen 9 cycles, I've only seen like 5.
I think it's like a 0.01% to get a 9 cycle. It's really stupid.
Yeah, it is an absurdly low chance. And I run Hollow Knight, and we have a 50-50 in that run too. I know low chances because there are people in that community that get like 20 misses on a 1 and 2. Okay. We pick up Lenino and we go into the Shut-A fight. This fight, usually you act to build a spare meter, but in this fight, we actually don't do that. We actually spare to build spare meter. Because this is faster than just doing acts to take photos. Nice. SSA. Do not have enough TB, but that's fine because we don't need an S rank here anyways. Believe it or not, we need S rank, but we do not need S rank. You'll see what I mean. For that, we do have a little cutscene. We have El Nino and El Nina who broke up earlier, and now they're friends again. They're friends again. They're gonna get back together, right?
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Alright. Shoutouts to, Ollie and Bi Icon rules card. And now we're going to go into Atlantis for our second board physical challenge. See a stage. We have a drum set on the left, an electric guitar in the middle. Or I'll say it's gonna have a mic.
We have a mic?
Oh my gosh. I forgot that's a choice that I have to make. Okay. Sometimes I just forget that we kind of do have to press buttons in this game. Occasionally we have to press buttons. Alright. And it's time for the rhythm game part of Chapter 2, or Chapter 3 rather. And I like rhythm games, so of course I'm going to play it well, right? I think I'm pretty good at rhythm games.
Right.
The funny thing is I have to, like, focus to play this bad. because I am used to playing well.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, this is difficulty based. This single segment is based on how well you do in the part before this. If you do well, you will get a harder chart here. Also, yeah, this music is really good, and I think this is unironically my favorite Chapter 3 track.
This song is so good. I think I prefer Many Times Nightly more, but this one is really good.
Chapter 3 has some bangers. Chapter 3 has some really good songs.
Yeah. Also, if you wonder why we are not getting a good score on this minigame, it's mostly because it's with the moss, and the moss affects your score a lot. So you actually have to play bad on the minigame to get an A rank.
I forgot that I got the moss, actually.
Yeah, the moss is so easy to get an S rank if you get the moss.
It is very, very helpful. Okay. And that's everything in part done. What we want to see here is either A or B. Nice. That is an A rank on the board. But Sawa, you want an S rank. We'll get an S rank. Just give me some time. Give me a minute. We'll get an S rank. And Tenna says, hey, you beat the second round, but the ratings are up. We're gonna get a bonus round, a round 3. But we want to leave. But hey, Tenna says, so we'll do a round 3, why not? So we're gonna pick up this item here. This is the is it the tension bit or the tension gem? I forget. Okay.
The tension gem gives 50 TP when used in a fight, which also helps us in Chapter 4.
So we use 1,500 points here to get an S rank. Chat. We got an S rank. You can't tell me this is not an S rank. No matter what way you look at it, as long as you're looking at it from the back, this is an S rank.
It definitely looks like an S to me.
Yeah, it's. I think it looks like an S rank.
Now make sure to don't die on this section.
Yeah. It's not really that. It shouldn't be that difficult. Also, I say that in a run a couple days ago, I did have to retry the segment, so I'll be a little bit more careful.
It should be fine. It's just RNG on this sword segment that can be really mean sometimes.
When here, pick up the sword. And a little funny quirk. These little underground segments are all interconnected, so we can kinda, sorta, wrong warp back to the center of the map. Yeah. Welcome to Glitchless. So we're gonna get on this. Take out this flower. Gonna go down here. Take out that fish. Go up, take out these ferns now that we're LV2. And we have 30 seconds of basically nothing. If you couldn't tell, this game has a lot of basically nothing in it.
Yeah.
Hey, we like it for it. It's some pretty fun, basically nothing, so. Gonna go left 2 screens. And keep going up here. It is unfortunate that you can't just transition 2 screens in a row. So that would be really cool if you could, I think. Yeah, you do have to do one after the other. You cannot go diagonally. But this turn, and we have a door here. And what do? We open this door with the ice key. We go into the next little segment of Sword 2. Where, again, we're going to be building LV. Go left here. Go this way. Take you out. One more fish. There's another yellow dragon there. Kind of jumpy sometimes. But not a big deal. Gonna go over here. We have more enemies. More of these yellow ones that take 2 hits. I could have just taken you out, but that's fine. There we go. And now we're already at LV max. This very short segment. Or so we thought. We have a little bit more to go. We have the White Cloak, who can use ice spells to freeze enemies.
Definitely even more.
Definitely haven't seen this somewhere before. Alright. Hit those buttons. This enemy, very nice this time. Ow.
You don't actually have to kill after this, so you can just go as fast as possible.
There we go. Now we can freeze the bird, and then we go up, left, up, left, right, down, right.
Yeah, normally you were
that-
supposed to go where the White Cloak is following you. You can just memorize the solution.
Yeah. I did see someone in chat saying they like their birds negative 300 degrees frozen. But there's
That very true.
degrees. Oh yeah, here you can just go down and back up, and you can just loop through the screens and save a pretty significant amount of time. Now satisfying, thank you. No problem. Now that segment's done, we have the shelter key, and we can leave and go to. We can go to the right. We have a zapper enemy here, but the zapper enemy will leave once we press their buttons twice, and we've already done that once to go down, so it's the second time. Okay. The codes are the same every single time. 2, 1, 3. Go into this room. Top option. Skip some dialogue. And if you notice, I do move up 1 pixel, or 1 frame's worth. Whenever I enter these rooms, it is slightly faster. There's a closer transition.
Yeah, the transition here, it isn't a vertical wall, it's a diagonal wall. It's really strange if you look at the
Yeah, it's like 2 different transition zones that are stacked on top of each other for some reason.
Yeah.
And the top one is slightly closer, just because of how diagonal it is. Alright, so, hey Penna, hey Toriel, hey everyone. Please hold on, we have some technical difficulties. Not actually, but... And hey, we're back with Board 3. Board 3. It is very RNG. Mainly because we don't have control for most of it.
Your choices don't matter.
Mm-hmm. But Hey everyone, I hope you haven't forgotten. It's TV time. But this time it's tennis TV time. So we have some quizzes here. And quizzes are RNG. Why are they RNG? Because Susie and Ralsei just decide to do their own thing. Specifically Ralsei will choose something at random. So he can either choose the top option, which is the fastest, or the bottom option, which is the slowest, and loses 1.5 seconds or so each time he does so. See some I Love TVs in chat, and that's exactly what we'll be doing here. Just ends the fight immediately. And it pleases Tenna, so why not? It's time for a real challenge. Hey, welcome back to cooking. We are here one more time. We have some more cooking to do. I lied, we actually don't have more cooking to do. We just have to watch as fire rains down from above and these cubes go from one pipe to the other. And I take too much damage. In fact, jumping above these doesn't do anything, but in the final fight, they do. It gives you a very minuscule amount of points. Ralsei, please. Ralsei, it is your time to redeem yourself. Thank you! I'm getting pretty good... I think getting pretty good Ralsei RNG recently. Okay. This fight, we do actually do something. There we go. We hit Tenna, and then that leads to that fight instantly being over and that shadow guy being instantly fired. Now it's time for another real challenge. This one we don't have to do anything. You know what? Press the button. One combo. Okay, on to our third and final quiz. Ralsei, please. I want good RNG. You just gotta give it to us. Nice! 3-1-1 is really...
Okay, not bad.
It's really good, actually. It's like third fastest. So I'm happy with that. Okay, volume up. Okay, and that is the board done. We volume up and then just graze to max, and then turn the TV off. All right. There we go. Now that we are out of there, we are into one of the best songs in Chapter 3. Chapter 3 has some really good music. If you haven't caught on yet, Chapter 3 has some pretty good music. Chapter 4 has some pretty good music, and you've heard Chapter 1 and 2 have some pretty good music. Deltarune has some pretty good music. If you could not tell. Also, you can press the run button to make Ralsei jump, which is, I don't think it's very known actually, because people just shoot. I'm gonna try to do this, see if I can't get it. Nice. Actually not. I didn't think I would get that after running into the wall. Huh. It's actually not as hard as I thought. So what is the C rank room reward? Is the water cooler. Who is the bartender? That is Ram and not Romb. There we go. Keep going. And yeah, I have no idea how I see in chat how I got that with a bump. Sometimes it's just very nice to you. So Tennis tells everyone everyone's fired. No, they're hired. No, you have to find the Lightners. Maybe they should have turned around. Okay, RNG. See if we can get. Sure.
Yeah, where the shadow guys spawn at this room is RNG, and if you miss the counter escape, it's 3 turns, so it's around 20 seconds.
Dang, I thought I might be able to get it. No, just barely not.
There's a
It's
fast
fine.
cycle you can do there. I don't know exactly how much time it saves. I think it's 3 seconds ish.
It saves very minimal time. You have an encounter skip there where we just go around. No. Go to the right.
Also, as you can see, these lights have very questionable hitboxes.
Yeah, sometimes they can be very nice. They're also much more likely to hit you lower than higher. Or is it? I don't remember how they work actually in that regard. Okay. So that is the second shooting part done. Horse, I'll say. Oh yeah, interacting with this cover to the right unlocks a minigame for Horse Ralsei back in our hometown, but also we just leave. I actually don't need this healing. We have plenty of healing. I should be fine. If I'm not fine, we'll see what goes on in at the end of chapter 3. We'll see.
Why would you need healing for Dena? Denna's the final boss, right?
Yeah. We'll be fine. Go down, go right, go down, go right again. And here we have quizzes everywhere. There is a path though that does not give us quizzes. That is down, slightly up, then up here, and then all the way down. Nice. And here, there is a fast cycle that we can do for one of these, which is right here. And just keep going through that. Be completely fine. Alright. It is time. Everyone likes Rules Card, right? We saw him in chapter 1, we saw him in chapter 2. But this time he's just here for food. And now that I'm talking about food, I'm hungry. But he's just here for food. It's possible to get through there without bumping, but it's pretty difficult. But actually, he does want to fight us. So we're sent into another battle with Rules Card. It'll be fine. However, Lancer comes up and says, "Hey, I'm here. I'm changing some of your options in the menu. So now we have the option to Lancer. And when we Lancer, Lancer decides to bring the enemies into our party." Let me see. Can I get the fast? Can I get the fast?
On these sections, you can miss one Lancer and still be fine.
Dang.
Not miss them.
Yeah.
Oh.
I messed it up. That's all. All good. We'll just do a 3-turn on this one. Not a big deal. All right. And you can't just mash through once you have 80% or more spare.
20%.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ow. Yeah.
And also here you get John Rossi. And this just skips this set of encounters.
Dang, really?
Also, healing speeds up the thing, so you can save a turn. But unfortunately, they mess it up.
Not if you miss it. So that's 20. So yeah, okay. I'm just doing math in my head of how much I actually have to do. Ow.
Not very haven't yet.
Okay, so he had the laser pointer, and this laser pointer is a little scary until we realize that we can just do this. Okay. See if we can't get perfect second turn at least. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. It is always the fifth one that Lancer comes up, though. Just need to be wary of that. This one goes circle. Just have to be careful. Oop. And then we can just smash that. And be fine. And that is the rules fight done. Rules takes his leave, and then Lancer says that the Shadow guys want money. Right, so that is the rules fight. And we're going into another all bosses segment. This is all main route things up to here. But from here on, we have a couple little things that we have to do for all bosses. I'll say walking on air. We have a little item called the Shadow Mantle. And that Shadow Mantle is stuck behind a boss fight. So we will have to do that. And Chapter 3 is another one of those chapters that has more than 2 boss fights, so we'll see what that means in a little bit. For that, though, we do want to get a couple items going up to that little part. Alright. Also going to buy weapons for Chris and Susie. We're not going to equip them quite yet, but there we go. And you know what? We'll also buy some lodestones. We don't quite need
lodestones
them.
give you 8% more TP each one. So you can just make up for the TP loss of Pink Ribbon.
Very useful. Not strictly required, but helps a little bit with TP leniency.
Yeah.
Alright. Time for our third and final sword minigame. This one is a bit longer than the others because there's 4-ish, 3-ish segments to it. Probably the first and third-ish segment are shorter, so it kind of balances out. First off, this is the only segment in this entire game where Chris and Ralse and Susie follow you directly. Usually they have their own controllers, but here they follow you directly. And that is very nice for us because that means that we can do this. And now we're LV3, so we can just break this barrier to the right, and then go over here to a place we certainly have not seen today. Maybe. Looks kind of weird.
Say that again?
Alright. Down into the manhole here. Oop. There we go. And you'll see the LV meters rising very slowly. there are quite a few enemies that we have to take out in this segment. 1, 2. There we go. Here, once we take out the flowers, the yellow enemy will come down and fight us. We do have to take out the flowers first, or we do have the option of taking out the yellow enemy first. And here, once we take out the fish enemy, the yellow dragon enemies also disappear. Okay, and we take out the masks. Take out all of these masks. There we go. You out. Very nice. Sometimes these enemies are very nice to you, and this time they are being very nice. Let's see if we can get good RNG here. It feels like when these enemies start moving once you take out the last one is RNG. The pattern that they start moving in is not RNG. You will always have the same ones start moving every single time. And this is the last enemy that we have to take out for LV Max. Now that we have LV Max, we can break these trees and head to the back stage, as I like to call it, where we find Tenna talking to himself about certain things. But, you know, he's kind of in the way. Let's get rid of the obstacle, right?
Anyways,
now we're heading
here comes
into
the Nightfall / Nightmare / Error fight / however you want to call it. This fight is something.
Yeah, this fight is word for word a nightmare for speedrunners. It is fast. It is more consistent to do it on the first try, but it is much more difficult. But hey, we do
On
what
the
we have to do.
first try, no heals spawn, so
Mhm.
and you only have 6 hits before you die.
Yeah, I'm gonna focus up. So if you want to talk.
So on this first phase, the set of attacks is always the same, where Mantle goes or throws the bomb with RNG, but you can mostly use damage. Go with it. On this phase, the attack where Mantle goes is not RNG, so you can just predict the movements.
Ow.
Third phase is the hard one because it's really chaotic, as you can see. It's really easy to take a lot of damage quickly. And the attacks it does, it's also harder than phase 1.
Oh, I didn't know that they just don't move there.
And phase 4 is really not that bad, the attack is always the same. The bombs are RNG, but this thing is the same.
Nice. First try.
And that's
That's pretty
Mantle.
fast too.
GG.
Yeah, that is. I think I feel like across all runners, this is one of the hardest fights. If you ask like 10 runners, most people would say this is the hardest fight in all bosses.
Mostly because of the no heal aspect.
Mm-hmm. No heal, and also it's such a different system to just normally going through the game. All right, and that is one of 3 bosses in chapter 3 done.
Wait, but you only
Let me
have 10
see.
left.
Yeah. Interesting. There we go. Don't need anything on you. Never mind. I do actually have things on you. Okay. So now that we've done that, we are heading outside once more. Gonna take a safety heal. And we see the dark fountain that we need to seal. And we see Tenna. And we're like, hey, we're done with our games. We're not doing any more of your games. So Tenna tries to convince us and plays an entire cutscene to do so. This game has some cutscenes.
Yeah, the trauma cutscene.
Yeah. Okay, so chapter 3, Tenna fight. All bosses, all chapters, all bosses, glitchless. Chapter 3, Tenna fight. You can do this very quickly. I believe if you play it really well, you can get a 5 turn. That's what I'll be going for, but hey, I don't think I've ever gotten it.
Kind of hard.
Yeah.
I don't know
So,
the exact. I think you need to trade both. This is the thing.
Oh, maybe. One last TV time for the road, and it is Tenna time. Our 7th boss fight of this run. 7 of 10. Okay, well, we're not gonna get past this fight anyways, because I missed a crit, but hey.
As you can see, Chris is doing a lot of damage, and this is because if you do like mantle fight, Chris just does times 6 damage on this fight.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'll try for a 4-1. See if I can't get that.
You have jumps, so it should be fine.
Yeah, there we
So
go.
here you want to trigger minigames as late as possible, because minigames are really slow compared to normal attacks. So you want minigames trigger with 50% of Tenna's HP. Okay, I know if that's good. So when minigames trigger, they take like double the time of normal attack. So you get to 51% HP around that, and then just go all the way down to 20% HP, which triggers the final attack.
Nice. There we go. That is the final attack.
Nice.
Okay. So you see in the top right, we see the channel, the current channel. Once that reaches 20, that goes into his final attack. Depending on what channel 20 is, we can have an animation going into the final attack, or we can skip that, and it is significantly faster to skip it, like on the scale of seconds. So let's see if we get good RNG. Nice. That is a simple 2 out of 5.
Also, just shooting early. I don't know who coded this game.
Right, and that is the Tenna fight done. That's basically the fastest that you can do it. It's close enough. And you know what?
Shout out to Spantom on the bottom right.
Yeah. You know what? I think we'll risk it. So that is the Tenna fight done, and that is all bosses for chapter 3, right? We have another cutscene.
There's nothing more after this.
Yeah, we have plenty of cutscenes at the end of chapter 3. We have Tenna's backstory, and now we have Susie's backstory. So that's the fight ending at channel 66. No significance. I can think of anything that could be signifying.
Nah, it's not. It's just Scorpion.
All right, so. By the way, I want you all to know I am 4 minutes ahead of PB.
Oh.
So as long as I don't horrendously mess something up, this is probably a hidden encounter PB.
Let's go.
And you die to me.
First of its kind. We're not
It's
healing.
only the second show, so yes, definitely a first of its kind.
Mm-hmm. We can go. I don't think we need to heal.
You do have the mantle, right?
I do have the mantle, and I do have it equipped.
Okay.
So about that
we all
third
know
boss.
what's coming here. It's the night. We all know.
About
So,
that third
the
boss. Mm-hmm.
The strat for the
Roaring
night
Knight.
is getting as many root busters as possible. On some turns you want to fight with fight, so you can end its fight slightly earlier. Most of the time you just want to dodge the attacks. Just don't die and you'll be fine. The fast strat is like 8 seconds faster on night. Just preferably not die. That's way better.
Alright. Let's go. Let's see if we can't get this. Roaring Knight. We'll see Chris at 78, Susie at 138. Elsie at 4. This will be fine. We'll
Just
be
don't get
fine.
even a multiple.
There we go. Use Hold Breath, Root Buster, and our Top Cake that we got all the way back in Chapter 1. Raise for TP. Whoop. There we go. I'm gonna focus if you want to talk about this fight. Keep hitting those.
So another thing Rootbuster has on chapters 3 and 4 is that you have to time the C press. You cannot just smash it like on chapters 1 and 2, you have to time it when the Rootbuster is about to hit the enemy. It's go around 30 more damage if you time it correctly.
I did miss a crit, so I don't know what damage values those are right now. I'll do an extra turn of attacks.
I think just a root should be fine.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got the fast attack. We got the fastest turn anyway.
Nice. So the final turns trigger 1 turn before to do the actual damage. Sorry, 1 turn after to do the actual damage. So if you know you have triggered, you can just defend on that turn. But it's way safer to just do a bit of damage in case you miss it.
Okay. Dodge that. Final little rush here. Dodge that and that, everyone.
Seems hard, but it's really not that bad.
That is the knife fight. I'll absolutely take that. Yeah, and that is the last really meaningful part of Chapter 3 in terms of things that can really lose you time. From here on out, it's, again, a lot of cutscenes. We have, it looks like about 3.5 minutes of cutscenes and walking. So we've defeated the knight, right? So why is the knight still attacking us? Who knows?
It's Chris, surely.
We'll see the knight again in Chapter 4, and we'll learn a little bit more about them. Well, if you play normally, you'll learn a little bit more about them. We don't learn very much more about them because this is a speed run. And all of a sudden, these spears that you may have seen from another game in this franchise. Hey, Undyne. Bye, Undyne.
So, if you think about it, the real call on that, I think Chris made the Dark Fountain. We spent an hour on the Dark Fountain, and then a night comes. So, and then just took an hour to go from the police station, which is like really close to our house. Makes no sense.
It's interesting to think about. So we did pick up a shadow crystal, which is a requirement for all bosses. We also picked up the black shard, which is our signature item that we pick up from that boss. Every shadow crystal boss gives us a weapon or armor that we can use later on. And here in chapter 3, we pick up the black shard, which is a specific weapon for Chris. In chapter 1, we picked up the devil tail, rather. Or is it the devil tail? I don't remember which is which. The tail from Jeffel. And then in chapter 2, we got the deal maker from Spamton, which I completely neglected to mention, that it gives a bunch of, I think it gives 5 magic, doesn't it? Something like that. I don't
know the exact number. I know it's 3 things, and that's it.
It gives a lot of magic and some defense. And again, that's useful for specifically Susie, because Root Busters do a lot of damage based on attack and magic. And then the black shard.
Formula for Root Busters is damage times 5 and magic times 3. So magic helps quite a bit, not as much as attack though.
And that is chapter 3 done. Now that chapter 3 is done, we're going to go straight into chapter 4. We have one last chapter for you all today. We have another 5. I don't know why I said 5. Around 55 minutes of gameplay. Let's say an hour. Let's round to an hour. But we're coming up on the end, on the latter part of this run. 3, 2, 1, go into chapter 4. So, again, going back to what I was talking about, the Devil's Tail, I think. I'm just gonna call it that. The Deal Maker. No, it's the Devil's Tail. I remember now. And the Deal Maker. And then we get the Black Shard, our first weapon from a secret boss, which gives Chris an absurd amount of attack. Like,
and it also has the property of Slay Dark, which does more damage against this chapter's final boss.
Yeah, it does more damage against dark type enemies. Oh, also, we went to sleep again. That time we slept on the chair in the living room. This is the second time we slept on a chair in the living room. Yeah. Believe it or not, we have slept an equal number of times in our bedroom as our living room at this point. Which I think is really funny. And if you do play through that light world part normally, it takes quite a long time. I think it is the longest light world part. It's easily the longest light world part in this game. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Please hit me. Here we're just gonna get hit because that's faster. Okay. I did equip that. Yeah, okay. I was just making absolutely sure that I'm doing everything right. But yeah, Chris is hurt, and Susie tries to heal us, but can't quite do it. But But there's someone that can, and we hear his voice from over to the right. Hey, Ralsei. Ralsei is going to heal us to max. Alright, so let's head out. Shout out to these stairs. For some reason, pressing down and up while climbing them gives you max speed. No one really knows how this works. Chapter 4 staircases.
Just that we focus moment.
Okay, we have these Guays. First enemy that we meet in chapter 4 that we just attack. And you saw Chris doing absurd damage there. Again, without a crit, that's almost 200. They are our biggest attacker at this point, even more so than Susie. And that really isn't going to change for the rest of chapter 4. Over this way, we see a so these little drawings and words that we see, these Japanese words that you all definitely can't read, are all prophecies that will come to pass. We can dodge this enemy right here. Anything that is written on these little glass panels will happen. Is how we are introduced to them. Now we're in a dark place. Here we go right, and we go up, and then right once more. But then we have an enemy that's chasing us, so we're going to turn back. Go down here, left, and then down. That is that little segment done. There are a few of these dark segments in Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is very much based on darkness, more so than Chapters 1, 2, or 3. Okay. So, there's a little trick here that I learned right, 10 minutes before this run that I want to see if I can get here. So we're gonna heal, even though we probably don't need it. We're gonna brush up against the top wall. And just skip that fight. For some reason, if you go up against the top wall, the enemy spawns higher, and you just skip the fight. Everyone loves the old man. Alright. Now keep going. How long ago actually was that encounter skip found? I remember it being very recent.
It was like 3 days ago. Let me check.
So very recent.
Okay, 4 days ago.
Okay. At minimum, very recent. But first time it's been shown off in a marathon. It's pretty cool. The game's only been out for chapter 3 and 4 has only been out for a month and a half, but still, finding new things is cool. That's not right. There we go. All of these piano puzzles have hints to them that you can find around the area or elsewhere. However, we just have them memorized because we're speedrunning. don't ever need a Rude Buster for a fastest fight, right? With the Guays. So I guess
No.
that's like the only 2 fights. Okay. I'm gonna heal. That's why not. Here we're gonna go left and then back in because that is the most consistent way to skip that fight. There is a faster way, but you know, I would much rather just actually skip the fight, especially with marathon safety. There we go. Taking a couple tries for a couple of these puzzles. It's fine though. I could have healed here. We're heading into this segment. It is very dark. And this dark part, everyone knows what's coming next, right? First off, we're gonna fall down here. And Susie tries to heal us, but instead, Ralsei does it for her. So, you all know what's coming. We're gonna slide down here, slide down here, slide down here, go right one more time, slide down and walk over. It is time for the Jackenstein fight. If you want to talk about how this fight works.
Okay, so the Jackenstein fight is much different on speedruns than on casual gameplay. First of all, we use the tension gem and tension whip we got on previous chapters, so we can immediately just unleash and just skip a bunch of the fight. On the unleash turns, we have to go follow Jackenstein, just get 35% mercy, kind of RNG. Technically not RNG for heroes, but it's basically still RNG. So we have an act, Scaredy Cat. You can use that act to go way faster on each turn at the cost of a lot of our defense. So if you're not careful and get hit a couple times, you can just completely die on the attacks. Thankfully, all of the attacks are set patterns and not RNG, so you can learn the attacks each time. This strat requires getting every single treasure thingy, and on the last turn you don't use Scaredy Cat, so you can get that bit of extra TP again to end the turn earlier.
Need every single bit of PP. Oh, I actually do have to go back left, I forgot. And yeah, that's exactly 60. Nice.
Yeah, if you don't have tension gem or tension whip, the fight usually is around 4 turns longer.
It is significantly longer. So hey, Jackenstein always says you're taking too long, but I don't know. I don't know if that was taking too long because that was gold.
Yeah, that was fast.
That was a pretty good fight. Also, banger soundtrack. Chapter 3 has a couple like super duper good songs. I feel like Chapter 4 is just consistently amazing.
Chapter 4 is really good on the OST department.
Yeah. You also play Deltarune. You also listen to the music. And here we have more cutscenes. Again, Deltarune has some cutscenes in speedruns. Luckily they are very hold the menu button cutscenes, so generally. Usually they aren't too much of a hassle. But they do make some time for us where we really don't have very much to talk about. But we do have one little item that we get here from Jackenstein. We get first off a big hug. He offers to show us his face, however we say no, and we get the I forget what it's called in English.
Line box, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, it lets you climb. So you can say.
We're now able to climb.
Yeah, climb class.
The climb clause. Yes, that sounds right.
Anyways, we can just play the golden piano if you know the solution.
Nice. Alright. Usually you go around the entire area to get hints on how to open this before actually opening it. But we already know the solution, so why not just open it now? Now that we're here, let's go do the secret boss. Our 9th of 10 boss fights in this run. First off, we go try to take the magic axe, but it stopped. Apparently, there's a price tag of $999,999,999 dark dollars on this on sale, and unfortunately, we do not have that kind of money. But the old man decides, hey, I'll give you a little deal. If you can give me a haircut, I'll give it to you for free. Maybe if we just axed nicely. Potentially. Oh, it is actual dollars. Okay. So, welcome to the Hammer of Justice fight, if you want to talk about this.
Okay, so on this fight, you need stars. Fighting gives 4 stars. Healing gives 9, and Root Busters, if you get the parries, it gives 8, and if you miss the parries, it gives 6. You need 84 stars to finish the fight. You can see Sawa got hit on the first turn, that repeats the first attack, which is slightly faster than getting the extra turn. And you mostly want to save up for using heal than using Root Busters. If Root Busters are cheaper, the animations make it not worth it for their healing. You can see also mashing the attacks, since it doesn't matter where you hit them, you always gain 24 DP by fighting, so you can just mash attacks. And of course, if you press the direction of the arrow, right at the last
that's not what I meant to do.
It's called. Oh, okay. If you go against an arrow right at the last second, you get 0.5 extra TP, which adds up really quickly.
Right.
So this shell attack is really hard to raise.
Alright. Let's see if we can get some good grazing here.
This attack seems kinda hard, but you just have to have really small people.
Yeah, the hitboxes are small, and the patterns are interestingly similar across different waves. Oh, I forgot that there's more to that attack.
I always forget there's more.
Right. Yeah. Should be fine, just do that. Also see, I'm kind of low on HP, but it doesn't really matter because the Hammer of Justice is very nice and decides, hey, you take less damage the less HP you have.
Yeah. So each time you use the heal spell, it gets slightly better, so that you get heal more. Also here you can kind of damage boost because your iframes are really low. And when you get hit on the iframes part, you cannot raise. We have mentioned this earlier, that you can't raise on those frames. And because the iframes are really low here, you can just damage boost to raise more.
Okay, get that heal. We're gonna have one more turn here, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. And that attack should do it. Yep. Final attack. Gonna have 5 of these shells going around, and then we have this attack where we don't really need to do anything. And that is the Hammer of Justice fight done. I really like this fight.
It's really fun.
Mm-hmm. It's really fun, and also it's really fun if you know Undertale, because it has that green soul mechanic from that game.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Okay. So now that we have done that, we have a little bit more to go in this chapter before we're done. First off, we need to play a giant piano to open a door. And for that, we need sheet music. Oh, that's not the right... It was the right way, actually, but it's fine. Okay.
Have you equipped the hammer? Have you equipped the hammer?
I have not, actually. Thank you. I completely forgot to do so. It's not the right way.
It's so easy to forget to equip it.
Like, I completed the fight. There's nothing more I have to do, right?
Also here, we're going out of the way
Nice.
to get attention gem, which helps in a fight later.
Yeah, again, there is a lot of darkness, and you saw how helpful it was in the Jackstein fight. Dang. Yeah, it's fine.
Checking is hard.
There is some routing for climbing. I've not bothered to really look at it, but I probably should. All right, this room. This room is entirely cycle based. All these enemies are on the same cycle, so you see one, you know exactly where the others are. All right, and that's gonna take us to this. This is a super duper cutscene. However, we can skip most of it by saying, no, we don't. What about we don't actually think of what Susie's doing? And then we leave. Susie has magically attained the sheet music. It's a very important item that we'll be using pretty shortly here. Although we say hi to the piano. And we're handed the sheet music. To play what song was written down. Again, this is another one of those spots where you don't have to press anything. I was going to drink water, but I'm out of water. I'll act like I'm drinking water. You should all hydrate too. We've been here for 3 hours. If you haven't stretched, stretch. If you haven't hydrated, hydrate, please.
Self-care is important, chat.
Very important. I'm definitely stretching my hands. Speedrunners' hands are sometimes their most important resource. Sometimes they're not, but most of the time they are. Sometimes people decide they only want to use one of them. which I have no clue why anyone would ever want you to do that if they have access to both hands, of course. But sometimes people have ideas. Alright, so that is the piano cutscene, and all of a sudden the door above Gerson's study is opened. And now we can go say hi to whatever lies beyond it. Okay. First, we do have to climb back down here. We did not have any fights, so we should be good on health. And Gerson says, "Hey, Susie, don't you have something I want you to write something for me." So that is what we're going to do. We'll be doing that in a couple minutes here. First, we have to get out of this dark world. Nice. No slowing down. And there's the stairs that were broken earlier. We're simply going to climb up here. And would you look at that? It's the Roaring Knight again. We saw them for the first time in Chapter 3, and we've already seen them a total of 3 times across Chapters 3 and 4. We're going to be seeing plenty more of them, so... Alright.
So here the swords are cycle based. So if you always do the same thing, the swords always go the same way. It's really not that bad if you know what you're doing.
Nope, that's not what I meant to do.
Also, I believe you can only die if you are at 1 HP, so it's most of the time, right?
It is much safer than it looks like. I do have to be a little bit careful because I was at 1 HP there. That's the climb done. Knight is climbing up the stairs. Susie is chasing after them. However, they go through the door and lock it. So what we have to do now, we're going to take a different route. What is that different route, you say? Go over this way, and we're going to close the Dark Fountain, and then head over from there.
That's the end of the chapter, right? You close the fountain.
Yeah, of course. Every time at the end of the chapter, except for chapter 3, you close the fountain. That's the end of the chapter. Now we have a little bit more to go. And by a little bit, I mean we have another half hour of run. Okay. Go into this room. We're back in the light world, by the way. It is very dark. Back in the light world, but it is dark. And we see in the pastor's office, we see this hammer and dust. And if you know a couple things from Undertale, you know exactly what this means. So Susie again was told to write a letter, and that letter is going to be written here. And from here on out, for the next 10-ish minutes, we're going to be going with just these two. Maybe a little bit more than 10 minutes. No, roughly 10 minutes. It'll be just these two. We won't be saying hi to Ralsei for a little while longer. Also, I really like this part of the game. I really like this cutscene for what it is.
It's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Also diagonal, Chris.
Oh, Diagonal Chris. Right. This time Susie opens a dark fountain. And we're going
Oh, so that
into...
means Susie's denying, right?
Oh yeah, it must be. And we're going into our second dark world of the chapter. Technically, I guess this is the first time we've had 2 dark worlds in a chapter. So I don't know if chapter 1 counts. It might count. I don't
I don't
think
know.
it does. Depends on the person you ask.
Technically, but
So yeah, hey everyone. If the first sanctuary was so good, why wasn't there a second one? Welcome to the second sanctuary. Unfortunately, you cannot go down these stairs and keep speed. I don't think.
you can go down left stairs and keep speed, but there's like no down left stairs on the game.
Interesting. Alright. These wing blades, if you miss a single crit, you take an extra turn, so we really did not want to, but hey. Not a big deal. Alright. That fight done. Prophecy tells us about the Titans again. Well, honestly, we already know all of this. We don't really care. We just want to get to the end, right? Speed run. So we use this. We use the piano to break the blocks. I really like this part. I think it's really fun. Up here, we see another one of these prophecies. We're gonna climb. Do a little bit of climbing here. There we go. Do a little cute encounter skip. Just have to knock them against the wall. Head over this way. A prophecy that's supposedly about Susie, right?
Surely.
Alright. We climb up here. All of this is routed by a cool person called Trinky44, but I unfortunately have not really looked at the routing notes. Shout out Trinky.
Yeah, this specific climbing section is really tough to do on the fast cycle. Also, sometimes you release the jump button or too late and end up not moving. This is really frustrating.
Alright. Now we're up to the end of this little climbing segment. And we have these bells. We have... And we have the bells, and we have the Wicca Bell fight. For a fast fight, we do need to hit both these crits.
Yeah, this game has a lot of grid-based things.
Do you think it's more or less than Deltarune? Or than Undertale, rather?
I think it's more, because Undertale is just Asgore.
Oh. Alright.
Well, Asgore has 36 in a row, but...
Also, remembering, I forgot to equip it again. I forgot to equip everything again. Oops. Well, I'll get that done in like 5 minutes here.
Wait, it's not... Okay.
All down.
Also, Jello still is on Chris, right? Just to make sure.
I believe so right now. Oh, I forgot that you can jump back there. And Susie helps us up here. I'm up. Susie's gonna help us again. I released it too early. Do that. Do that. Do that. If we stay here, it's slightly faster than climbing all the way up. Because Susie will catch you down here regardless. Alright. And Chris does wait for Susie to catch up. And Susie does wait for Chris to catch up, so... It is just based on how fast we... It is... cycle locked question mark, if you want to use that term. Alright. I didn't need to do that heal, but I'll take it anyways. Head down. Head into the secret room once more. Let me... Nope. There we go. All right. No. And then Susie hears a sound. And she tells us not to move, so we are going to move. Right. And then we have the Sound of Justice fight, where we don't really have much to do other than just wait. Alright. However, it is slightly faster to get hit here. It's actually pretty significantly faster to get hit here and skip the first little phase of this fight. Skip that. And then we're into the next little phase 2 of the fight, let's say, where Chris shows up to help. And this is where we use the tension gem from earlier.
It's around 5 seconds faster to use it here.
Even considering that we do have to pick it up to use it. Alright, 72. Don't actually need that much PP because Susie is able to use better heal with, I believe, 78 TP as opposed to 83. So
You do almost,
as opposed to 85.
She needs less TP.
So that is the end of the second sanctuary. There's nothing really more apart from leaving in terms of the speedrun. And also in glitched runs, you can just skip this entire little area, so...
Yeah, once you enter, if you just go wrong or to the left, you skip the whole second sanctuary and save 10 minutes.
Alright. So now that that fight is done, we have stairs. And for some reason, these stairs in Chapter 4 are very weird. They let you go up them full speed if you hold down and up. But they also bump you down to walk speed, like, after a certain distance.
It's really weird.
It's odd. I don't understand why it happens. Then this fire hydrant tells us, hey, do you want to know the door code? It's 2202. Definitely no significance to that number whatsoever.
It's funny because on Glitchless, Sus just opens a dark world, yells at Rosie, and then leaves.
Mm-hmm. Then we open this lock. Go into this dark world. And this is our sixth dark world of this run, our third of this chapter. And this is our final dark world. Unfortunately, there's no more after this. We're heading into the final parts of this run, of this 3.5 hour run. We've been going for 3 hours 15-ish. So if the second sanctuary was so good, why isn't there a third sanctuary? I accidentally said the punchline before actually saying the joke. Ignore that I said third sanctuary first. Okay, so we already see the dark fountain, but we need to get up there somehow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go this way. Oop! I'm just gonna attack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally with good movement you can skip it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of tough sometimes.
Yeah. Not a super big deal. Alright. Go up this way. Make sure we don't bump on the walls. We don't need to really worry about getting hit here. Just need to worry about not hitting the walls. There we go. And there's a little cute encounter skip here if you can align this right. There we go. And that is the end of the quote-unquote normal part of the third sanctuary. There are no more optional encounters. Everything from here on out is forced. Alright. There we go. Nice. Jump off the piano. We're climbing up to the final climbing. That's not true. This little glass pillar that we need to climb, but we can't get up. Therefore, Jack and Shine decides to help us. It is faster to time up presses than to just let him climb, as you can tell. Alright. So,
unfortunately, since we don't have any recruits, Jack presumably dies.
Mm-hmm. No! Orignite, how could you possibly do this?
By like 2 seconds. Because this cutscene is 12 seconds far. But choose a turn some encounters.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I guess it is now in Glitchless too. Is it? Actually, I don't know. Okay, so this segment's really cool. Especially when you're on your first playthrough. In speedruns, it's just, hey, could you please move faster?
It's just hold up.
Yeah, it's just hold right, hold up, and try to dodge as best you can. go. Dodge this one to the left, and then there's going to be no more spaces to dodge after we dodge this one. We just kind of have to take the hit, but we get back up.
And this is just an hour score. The
Yep.
only thing you can do is hold up.
Past this, there's not really much. There's not really much else. Sel, if you have anything to say, this might be the last chance.
Well, indeed. You can find more RPG content here on the RPG on the Rig channel every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern at 9 a.m. Pacific. All sorts of content. We also do relays and other fun things with different RPG communities, so follow the channel if you've been enjoying the content.
And as we say that, we're coming up on the end of this little segment. We have this door, and then we're into the final part of our all chapters, all bosses glitchless run. Take a heal. I don't think we needed it, but anyways.
I think you got auto heal here.
Yeah. At least 2 of the 3 do. And there's the night, and there's the dark fountain behind it. So that's where we have to go, right? And Susie says, if we seal that dark fountain, you're done for. However, the knight has some other plans. Five swords into the ground. We make another dark fountain. And what happens, if you remember in chapter 2, what happens if you make a dark fountain inside a dark world?
Darker than dark.
Darker than dark. Makes a titan. So, from here on out, we have roughly 8-ish minutes of titan fight. I love this animation, by the way.
So cool.
That's very good.
Alright. Going up into the titan fight here. Oops, yeah. Another climbing section that has been very nicely routed out. And I wish I knew the route, but I do not at the moment. Alright. You'll see me doing these 3 jumps and 2 jumps all the time. It is actually it's very slightly faster, theoretically, yeah, to do 1 jumps everywhere. But it makes so little difference compared to 3 and 2 jumps that I just use 3 and 2 jumps everywhere. There we go. One, 2, and 3 jumps into the Titan Eye. Fall down and meet up with Chris, Susie, and Ralsei. And here we have another fight where we need to hit crits. If we miss a single crit, we lose a turn, and if we miss a single Chris crit at the very least, we lose a turn. I don't remember exactly how many crits we need, but
I think as long as you keep the crits on your hand.
yeah. So this is where the Black Shard really shines. You'll see the numbers. Oh, look at that 2,000. I forgot to equip things.
You know how jealous.
I've been forgetting to equip things for this entire chapter. It's fine.
It's just a turn, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, normally Chris can deal up to 2,700 damage there.
It's still big numbers, but
Can be rare.
it's no 2,700. So what do I have to equip here?
Angel still on the worst. And Iron Shackle if it's not on them.
Okay. There we go. And this is going to be our final equipment for this run. This is going to be the equipment that we use for the final fight. Thing. Getting all the routing. Here, it is faster to climb up and then go sideways too, because you can use the speed from climbing to go sideways. Alright. Go. Up, up, right, up, up, up. 3 jumps here instead of 2 jumps. 3 jumps being 3 tile jumps. Then Susie helps us up the rest of the way. Alright. And this is the actual final fight of the run. It's gonna be over pretty quickly, so don't blink. And through here. Now, it is time for our 10th out of 10 fights in all chapters, all bosses, glitchless, at least at the current moment, the final fight of this run. Welcome to the Titan fight.
Old man.
Oh my gosh. It's pretty lackluster in all chapters, all bosses.
Anyways, so for this fight, your equipment is so good, you can just fight on the shield turns, and as you can see, Chris does a lot of damage. And you want to get as many TP as possible, so you can do an early unleash. And it doesn't save a turn per se, but it saves time. And the early unleash anyways. So on this attack,
670 crits.
that's coming up now, you can just kill the worms. You only have to worry about the head. You don't have to worry about their bodies. If you kill the head, they just die. And it's attack early, which you can deal with it fast enough.
What am I doing?
Crits are
Jeez.
mostly important on the unleash turns, so missing shield crits is not that bad. Just have to worry about hitting them on the unleash turn. The hand attack is not bad to raise, but it can be tricky sometimes. And each cycle, as we call them, which is doing unleashes, you have 3 attacks and it just loops between them. So now it's when crits actually matter because you do way more damage.
Alright, let's see. Okay, I got the ones that matters. Got the ones that matter.
And now this attack, you can graze, but it doesn't really matter in this category.
Got all the crits that really mattered, but yep, it's gonna be an extra turn
Nice.
anyways. It's fine.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, normally you can end the fight on that turn, but sadly, crits moment.
Alright. Hey, that's still the fight done. Not bad. And with that,
Lecture
it's-
really makes a difference in this fight.
And here we don't actually have to do anything, so we are simply going to defend every turn. We're not sparing. Sparing takes a little bit of extra time. And then we're going to defend again. And the Titan decides, hey, I'm going to heal 10,000 health. Okay. However, the old man decides that he's going to help us too. So we're going to do a dual buster. We actually don't have to do the second one.
Okay.
We're already through the end of the fight. What were you going to say?
I know the defend all thing.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to go into the Titan. Because what good anime ending is it without going inside the large enemy and defeating them from the inside out? And from here on out, again, after the final battle, just a straight shot to the end of the chapter. You have 3.5 minutes though. Chris gets left behind while Ralsei chases Susie, who's chasing on to see the end of this prophecy. Alright. Looks like we're just over 3.5 minutes, 3.5 hours right now. Nice.
Susie's bleeding.
Whoa. That isn't supposed to happen. Okay. Yeah, there are many theories about what's actually going on here, but we'll never know what's actually shown and what Susie's actually saying until at least chapter 5 comes out, which we don't.
2026.
Yeah, 2026. Don't have to wait too long
And
for
this
that.
is the final fountain.
Mm-hmm. And you'll actually, if you actually remember, we didn't actually see Chris sealing the fountain in chapter 3. So this is the first time since chapter 2. This is the first time in 2 hours that you hear this little jingle. I love this jingle. It's so like simple, but it's so triumphant. Yeah, we come back out to the church, but no one's in here, and everything is a mess. So he says, "Hey, let's just go home." Right. And I love the music track that plays here, but the speedrun gets home quick enough that it doesn't start actually playing, and it makes me sad.
The place where it rained.
Right. And time is going to come up as soon as we go up the staircase at home, which isn't for a little while longer, but
It's like 40 seconds.
yeah. Oh my gosh, hi
Hi,
Sans. I remember having a visceral reaction when I saw this in my casual playthrough. Also, hi Tam.
I was thinking this went to be a cliffhanger and didn't know it was just Sans.
Alright. So Trail's gonna fall down. We're gonna walk past her and Sans. And that, everyone, is time.
GG's.
Thank you all for watching. Yeah, GG's.
GG.
That's a 3:33 on my screen. It says a 3:33:41. It's also a 3:32:24 without the chapter switches, which is a PB by 3.5 minutes.
Let's go.
I think that's a
Not
pretty
bad.
good run. Yeah. So that is Deltarune, all chapters, all bosses, glitchless. This game is really good. If you like what you saw, get Deltarune. It's on Steam. It's on Switch, Switch 2, PS4, PS5. And chapters 3 and 4
It's a
just
good
came
game.
out,
You
but
can try it.
yeah, chapters 1 and 2 are free. So if you just want to try it out, play chapters 1 and 2, and if you liked it, 3 and 4 are right there waiting for you. Chistosito, thank you for commentating. If you have any shoutouts, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out the Deltarune speedrunning Discord, helping the route, basically everything. Also, personal shoutouts to Trinky, Nurse, and Enoni, which are my friends. And you can go.
Yeah. Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Thanks to RPG Limit Break for letting me do this run as a hidden encounter run, and thank you to Cell for hosting and also asking me to do this run for this showcase. Hello, I'm Sawayoshi. Since Shizusito also already did a lot of the shoutouts. Hi, I'm Sawayoshi. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Blue Sky, so many different places as either Sawayoshi or Sawayoshi YT. I have a couple cool things cooking, so be sure to check those out. Yeah, that's really all from me. Thank you all for watching. That was Deltarune, all chapters, all bosses, glitchless.
Thank you so much for being on, and again, huge congrats on that PB. For everyone watching, stick around. We'll be back in just a moment with some announcements, and we will go raid someone, so stick around for just a moment. What a fantastic showcase. Incredible 3.5 minute PV, I think is what they said, run from Sawayoshi there with Deltarune. All chapters, all bosses, glitchless. Now, if you enjoy Deltarune, Undertale, that whole series, you're going to want to come back next week, next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have a random encounter of Undertale Yellow Genocide Race. This is going to be very exciting. It's going to be a ton of fun. We've got some cool folks hosting that as well. Some fantastic runners as well. It's going to be a great time. So you're going to want to make sure you come back for that. Follow the channel if you haven't already. Check us out on our socials as well to learn about all of the things that are upcoming. Not sure if we have a command for that. Also, join the Discord to stay up to date for all those things. The next Hidden Encounter, which is, of course, the show all about indie and obscure RPGs, will be back in August. We're going to have a very cool RPG that is very dear and special to me. I'm not going to tell you what it is, though. You got to come back for that. You got to come watch. Keep watching. But I am going to give you a little hint. We are going to go raid a lovely runner who's doing some speedrunning of a very cool game that might be related to next month's Hidden Encounter episode, but I'll let you figure that out. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you all for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and we'll see you next time.